Hey,
I'm a Debbie Downer today.
Mom's not long for this world. This may be your last day on Earth.
That's right. This is a shitty sweater I'm wearing. Everything sucks.
Ghosts don't exist. When you're dead, you're dead. You're maggot food.
Well, that is true. That part I stick to. All right, let's do this part here now where we record this here thing and have fun while we're doing it. It looks like it's all working. Okay, good. Here we go then. Sit back and relax and enjoy the following program in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is The Boop Show, episode 312. It's Monday, November 22nd, 2021. You dancing. You got a lot of energy today. What did you do today to give you so much energy? What'd you do?
I'm pretending.
Oh, this is just
This is all fake enthusiasm. It's called acting.
Well,
insane.
Yeah, I whatever. It's infectious. I feel it. I feel your energy. I feel your power. I feel your
How could I not be excited? It's Monday. It's a new week. It's the week of Thanksgiving here in the U.S. How could I not be excited?
Yeah, it is exciting actually. I like Thanksgiving. It's nice. Even though I've kind of already had my big nasty one with all the family, like the big joint family thing with 30 people. That already happened. We did it last week.
We already had the big nasty.
Yeah, we're done. No more turkey, no more any of that. Instead, we're doing this quieter, smaller thing with just our kids this week, and it'll be some kind of southern flavored food, seafoody business. It's going to be good. Can't wait. Because we get all that fresh seafood out here in Utah.
Yeah. Yes, it's directly from the seafood of the mountain.
Yeah, right from the mountain seafood place that everyone, of course, knows about. I got a recommendation to make, and that is this. If you somehow horribly injure any part of you, your back, your arm, your legs, whatever, and you're looking for a good time, drugs prescribed by a doctor, of course, and Halo Infinite multiplayer are a real fun combo. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
A fun combo.
A funky combo. I don't even know what to call it, but it was a muscle relaxer and me playing that game, and I had a real good time playing Halo that way. I'm having fun with it sober as well, but on those relaxers, it was quite the experience. Anyway, there's that. And then also, I wanted to just say, I don't know if you'd noticed this, Brian, but I think the promise Microsoft made about putting all those X-Blade things in their server farms and stuff, these things that were supposed to way drop down lag for any of their cloud gaming.
Right.
They must have done it, or at least I'm connected to it, because prior to this week, I had a fair amount of latency, controller latency mainly. The games themselves look fine, but the response from me to server and back for controller were, I could tell they were a little bit off. It wasn't the optimal way to play a much more action-oriented game. And I just assumed, well, that'll either improve or that's just how it is, or maybe I live too far from, wherever these servers are being run in a server farm. And I haven't really thought about it. Suddenly this week, the same week, coincidentally, that they make it so that Xbox Series S and X users can stream from, maybe the Xbox One as well, I'm not sure. But you can now do xCloud directly from the console if you want.
No, I heard they were trying to do that, so
yeah,
that's supposed to be
done.
working.
Yeah, and it works. That works great, no problem. But also, I noticed that my latency is halved easily. It's not noticeable now, and something changed. I don't know what it was. Feels good to me though, because I needed that to improve, and it did. So I did a lot of that while I was down. I couldn't move, sat on a couch a lot with my stupid back, and I just played a lot of Halo, a lot of Forza 5, a bunch of xCloud, and a lot of console games. I played a $3, because it was on sale, $3 Castlevania game from 2013 that I didn't even know existed. I played that. That was fun. That was a good time.
It is a good time.
It was an old 3DS game that got remade for consoles or something. And
yeah. Is that is that part of the advanced edition?
No, it's not. It's when they ventured into 3D business. Forget the name of the damn thing. Mirror of Fate. So it's the Lords of Shadow series, and then Mirror of Fate is the specific one. I'll say 3 things about it. It's old and it's not the prettiest game. But the soundtrack's amazing. I didn't know they had such a nice soundtrack for that. And thirdly, the gameplay's real good. So I'm having fun on that $3 experience.
Beat that.
Yeah, someone on Twitter told me about it. Hey, Brian, what is a good gaming PC for Christmas? If I asked you that, what would you say to me?
I'd say get bent, leave me alone.
Great, perfect. You might have to because
But
you can't get cards right now. Still, they're still hard to get the GPUs.
Right. I get this asked every year. There's always a deluge at family, friends of people who are asking me, "Hey, Brian, my kid wants a gaming PC. What should I get him?" And I'm having to tell them like last year and this year, I don't know, man. The things aren't flowing. The spice is not flowing.
No.
I don't know, and I'm not going to look it up. So
Well,
good luck.
Here's the thing: a good PC. I mean, you can get a great PC, pre-built or otherwise. Build it yourself for not that much money these days. The big trick is getting a GPU that's worth getting because they're all gone and on a shortage thing and all that. It's just like buying new consoles. I saved
follow-up question.
I saved another friend, Brian, from screwing up. They went to Amazon, went, the new Xbox is in stock. I'm buying it.
Yes.
I said,
yes.
will you please go make sure that doesn't say Xbox One X and not Xbox Series X? And they went, oh, I got the wrong one. I'm like, yeah.
That has happened to so many people.
Yeah, their naming convention, as much as I'm enjoying Microsoft's ecosystem right now, their naming conventions for their stuff, terrible.
It's not a good idea.
It's bad. I mean, maybe it's fine from here on out, but you got too many X's in the past. You really F that up.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, you're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah.
The next one will probably just be the Xbox.
Yeah.
They'll probably just go back to the original
I
name.
kind of thought they were gonna. I really did. I thought this had been the one
did
where they
too.
did it. Well, they kind of did. It's an Xbox, and it's a Series X of the Xbox.
Which is the biggest pain in the butt to ask for anything. Because it's like, oh, I want an Xbox Series thing.
They should have called it the Series A and the Series B. It's not as sexy, but it makes sense if you're buying it. You don't feel like an idiot when you're looking at the names and you see all these X's. It doesn't throw you. You just say, oh, there's the A. That's A. Everybody wants A. A's best. Okay, I'll get B if that's what they have, right?
You know who's doing it right? PlayStation.
Yes, they always have. Put a number on it. Put a damn number on it. It's the smartest thing Sony did and decided to do. And I don't know why Xbox feels like they got to be screwy. They could have. They had the Xbox. They could have gone Xbox 2 or X2, X3, X4. They could have done all of those things. Yeah. How cool would it be to say, I need an X4? What's that? Oh, that's
not
Xbox
too late.
4. Ooh.
It's not too late.
Instead, they just were like, 360, like a full revolution.
Yeah. We're clever. We're clever with naming. Shut up.
It was really dumb.
When I got my PS4 Pro, I knew exactly what it was. It was the enhanced version of the PS4.
That's right. But hell, dude, I'm loving my Series X right now. Loving it.
Right.
Loving it.
Hey, before we go any further, I want to just talk really quick about something I just saw a couple of minutes ago before the show, and I've been kind of putting my thoughts together on it.
What do you got?
All right. So, Ridley Scott. Love Ridley Scott.
Oh, yeah, I saw this. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so The Last Duel, his movie just came out. Box office performance, a little lackluster.
It tanked by any stretch of the definition. That thing tanked. Not because it's not good, but because nobody went and saw it. That's it.
Right. And where does he lay the blame of it at? He
Millennials.
says, what it boils. This is on Mark Maron's podcast this past week. I'm reading quotes and stuff. I don't have a deep knowledge of this right now, so just this is what it says. What it boils down to are the audiences who were brought up on cell phones, the millennials, who do not ever want to be taught anything unless you're told it on the cell phone.
That is such bullshit. I love Ridley Scott. He's a visionary filmmaker. He's also old as dirt and has ideas he doesn't understand. Look, the way this works is this, and it's not even my generation, all right? I'm Gen X all the way, so are you. Yeah. We don't care about any of these weird classifications of generalizations people make about generations, number one. Number two,
right?
It doesn't matter whether they were the first ones with cell phones. Cell phones don't tell them what to do or like or whatever. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'll bet your new movie's awesome. I just don't think anybody in a post-COVID world was in the mood to go to a movie theater to see your slow, historic, drab thing, which looks great. Don't get me wrong. Yes. I like historic stuff, even if whether it's based on real history or not. His director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven.
Yes, that's right. I think that's right.
One of my favorite movies of all time. He's made some of the greatest films of all time. Blade Runner, Alien. I mean, the guy is the man.
I love Ridley Scott, and I also love old man Ridley Scott who doesn't understand things, which is great. I love it, but I'm just like, dude, you've got it wrong. You've got it wrong. Phones are not the place where kids go to learn things. Games are the place where kids can learn historical long-form entertainment. Right. Games but are also a new thing, my friend.
This idea that I don't know if he's talking about millennials, all right? Those are people
he's talking about anybody younger than him.
Yeah. I think that is what he's saying, right? Anybody younger than him?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what put me off on it. I saw a
Too
really
drab
stupid-looking Ben Affleck in it. That's what I saw. And I went,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll wait for that one to be on streaming. That's what I
Yeah.
did. Now, I don't know if anyone else did that or if it was purely me, but this gut reaction when I saw Affleck in that blonde wig thing, and I went, oh, I'm supposed to take that seriously? Well, I'll wait and see you later. I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah. I mean, we've had enough drab, depressing crap. I mean, if you're historically into the time frame in which the story he's telling, absolutely. But this is always a big risk. I just think it was just bad timing. It has nothing to do. I think he thinks like a lot of older people do. It's like, oh, these kids are always on their phone. Everybody's always on their phone. Everybody, every generation is always on their phone.
Yeah, my mom lives on her phone. She's older than
unless
he
you're.
is.
Unless you're just to a certain point, you're just too old and you can't even engage with the phone because your vision is so bad. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I thought it was interesting because it led me to thinking about where are kids really getting their historical information from besides studying? Where are they getting it in entertainment? Is it in video games or some of these war video games? Do they have anything material that they're giving us that is the teachings? I think this, like, his biggest complaint, I think, was that he wanted to impart some kind of wisdom or knowledge or history into younger people, and it didn't work.
No, I got bad news for him. If this movie would have come out when I was 15, I would have cared two shits about it. So
two shits.
That's if he's
and
trying
that's not
to
even the millennials right now, right?
No.
The millennials would be like late 20s and their 30s, right?
Well, most of them out of their 20s by now. They're in their 30s as a general rule. And the thing is, it's just way too blankety. I'm annoyed by it. Here, don't be like that. You know what? Who else should not be like that? Scorsese. His whole thing with like Marvel has ruined films. No, it hasn't. It has not. Make a thing compelling to see, and we'll go see it. If you're just doing art movies, fine. Well, guess what? The world's your oyster. Use Netflix next time. Whatever you're gonna do. Those guys trying to like figure out why their old world of film isn't matching up with the new world of consumption is the age-old thing of old people not figuring out what the young people are up to. That's it.
Yeah, I can't believe I thought movies would last forever. I thought this art form would last forever. No, art forms come, go. It's all a communication.
And these guys are responsible
language.
for coming in and kicking up dirt at a time when other filmmakers were feeling the same thing. They were the young upstarts that were coming in and changing the way people thought. They were the Spielberg, Scorsese's, Scotts, all these other people that came in and said, we're going to fundamentally change film now. And all the olds went, the John Hustons of the world sitting around going, they don't like it either. So I'm just saying, now you're those people. You're just going to repeat this. We're just going to keep repeating the freaking cycle. Is that what we're going to do?
I think you got caught up on the thing that I got caught up for about 5 minutes myself. It's just like, hey, look here, old people, stop it. Because I'm about to be an old people myself. And I'm like, hey, stop it. And I'm like, but then I really started thinking about it. Not 5, 10, 15 years down the line, but what about 50 years down the line when, are movies still going to be, a thing? Are games which are interactive, beyond just a static storytelling? I mean, where are we going? Are video games going to be? Of course they are.
Of course they are.
Who are they going to be? Who's going to be the artist that brings it to the next level?
They'll also be.
I want to know.
There will be film. People will sit and watch movies and TV.
Oh yeah, there'll still be film. Just like there's still paintings.
Yeah.
There's even still vinyl.
There's still everything.
Mediums don't generally completely die. They just fall out with the mainstream, and and then you get like the people who are really niche into it. Mediums usually last. It seems like forever. Mediums a way of communicating and expressing that. But so movies aren't going anywhere. But will they follow the mainstream? I mean, will there be who knows? Will it be like that? No, I think that mostly I think
half the point is who knows. Nobody knows, and then the old people get irritated because they couldn't predict it. So. You don't know. I don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. It does what it does. It is what it is. And long after Ridley Scott's dead, there will be people appreciating the hell out of Blade Runner and his director's cuts and his vision and the different stuff he did and the different genres he played with, and amazing film. The guy is an amazing filmmaker. No doubt, no question about it. But there will be a whole nother set. Somebody right now, some young up-and-coming filmmakers are blowing people's minds early. We haven't even seen them yet. They're about to change the landscape. And then when they get to be 80, they're going to go, well, I don't know about this holographic projection from your butthole business the kids are into. Whatever it is, it just is.
So that's the thing. See, I'm guessing that games in the next 20, 30 years are going to be the thing. I'm not even well equipped enough to predict how technology will, progress and what will be important in 30, 40 years.
Well, Brian Dunaway, one of the great steer things back into the main topic kind of people, took me on a ride today. He really did.
That was fun though. We don't always get to do that, but we do it on other shows. But this week we don't. We try to boop it quick.
Yeah,
we're not booping it quick today. We're booping it slow. It's a holiday.
Right. So open your mouth and take this. All right, let's get to what is going on this week. So we got some decent releases coming out this week.
It's a tough release, but the few that are coming out are the top. I mean, everything else is like I picked the 3 top ones, and everything else is like 5 people are interested in all the rest of the game. So these are the ones that really are making noise.
Yeah, and the one I'm actually looking forward to first or most is maybe this one. Lens Island comes out on the 26th of the month, which is this Friday?
Friday, I believe. Yes, correct, Friday.
On Black Friday, you'll be able to build, fight, farm, and explore. Experience your own path. Whether it's building the home of your dreams, tending to your crops, and watching the sun go down, or explore the mysteries of the island and the darkness underneath. But you may want to take a sword with you.
Thanks, Zelda.
They claim a bunch of play styles are included in this, a big sense of progression, all within a vibrant and engaging world, catering to the hardcore dungeon crawler fans, home builders and decorators, explorers and completionists, farmer fanatics, collectible hoarders, and people who just want to live the simple life.
That is like the widest brush I've ever seen anybody paint with.
Pretty wide, yeah. This immediately caught my eye, though. Looks like it might very much be my jam. Like an adult Animal Crossing, kind of. Yeah. Not that adults can't play Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing, but I was playing it right before the show.
How about a human Animal Crossing?
Yeah, there you go. Mammal Crossing. There you go.
Mammal Crossing.
Nailed it. You can do all the dress up and the build it and the make it and the farm it shit and make friends in town and all that. It seems cool, and I think the graphical style is nice. And I also think the build tools look like they're pretty robust and not too complicated. So I'm super into that.
Yeah, we're watching the video footage here of people playing, and it just seems to be pretty quick.
Yeah, nice and clean, easy to understand. I'm for this in my life, and I want to build cool things. I don't want to fight too much. It sounds like you don't have to engage in that stuff as much if you don't want to. But there's color-coded weapons and items, and
yeah, this is by far the most wished for game in my friends list on Steam. Lens Island is, and one of the reasons why is because it's had a couple of false starts. They thought they were going to release earlier in the year. A couple of things happened, and they decided to release this week because they practically have no competition. They really looked and said, "What's coming out on the week of Thanksgiving?" And they said, "Perfect." And
it's fine with me.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally fine with me. That looks like something I'm going to dive into. So check that out. That will be. We don't have a price yet. TBA on the price.
I would assume $29.99. What do you think?
That looks like $30. Yeah, I'd call that $30.
At least $30. Could be a little more, but yeah, we'll see.
Yep. Early access though. Keep that in mind. It's not coming out as a finished full game, but
no, it is not. Yeah. But it looks like there's a lot there, and it's been in development for a while. So I think it's going to be a pretty complete. We'll see.
That doesn't do it for you. How about on the 23rd, you played Temple of Doom. Tunnel of Doom. Tunnel of Doom is the word. This looks like your good old-fashioned move room to room kind of roguelike action hybrid, and it is that. Mixes tower defense. Sorry, I just had an electrocution happen.
They put that very low in the list of ingredients. So, it's mostly carbonated water and sugar, and then way down there is a little bit of, something like aspartame or something.
Yeah, and the aspartame, you just in this case, you don't want it.
Right.
But anyway,
you don't want it.
Tower defense, melee, range combat, gameplay, randomly generated stuff. Every run is different. You guide Angel on a quest to rescue her husband, gather resources, discover perks, and use what you find to battle waves of monsters. So if that sounds like a roguelike to you, it definitely sounds like one to me. Pixelated art style, all that stuff, things you're used to. It takes place in 1903 at Goldcrest, a small mining town. And because of some incident, the mayor shut the whole place down, including the mine. Ooh, why? Why did he do it? Well, you got to go in there and find out.
Yes.
Oh, no!
And hopefully, it is 1903, so her saving her husband, she's probably going to run into some, male chauvinist along the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yep.
This is America, and I'm a woman, 1903. I'm about to show you how it's done.
Damn straight. Coming to Steam, Xbox, Switch, all for $14, whichever platform you prefer. And then finally, the one I've been hovering my mouse over all day.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm excited about this one.
This one. I thought this was hitting. I thought this was Game Pass. Why isn't it Game Pass? What the frick?
The reason why I probably thought that is because I think 21 eventually made it to Game Pass later in its life cycle. And so Farming Simulator 22 is coming out today. It's actually out right now, I believe.
I'm pretty sure. Was there a 20? No, there wasn't even. There was only the last one was 19, and I think you're right. That one just
maybe that's
Game
what
Pass.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's what it is. So
I did say 21. You're right.
So Farming Simulator 2022 is out today.
I like Farmer Simulator better. Like where you're like managing every part, like Ratatouille, but it's with farmers.
Well, look,
like
you gotta get those farmers simulated. What are you gonna do? I've been hearing from fans of the series that this is a really big upgrade over previous versions of the game, not just some small changes. And among them
season cycles is something that they're really excited about.
Different seasons.
About that myself.
I thought they did that already, but I guess they had some DLC for.
Yeah, there's different seasons, but this is going to be cycles. More like I think like Forza is. You got new things to do and new equipment to check out. And
I see.
Different things you can plant. Like once a week. Probably got like Forza does it like by week, right? So you could have
4 did. Yeah, 5 doesn't have any of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
4. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 5's got 5.
I keep forgetting 5's out.
Yeah, 5's amazing, by the way. Oh my gosh,
I haven't played it yet.
It's so good.
I know it is.
I love it. I love it so much. I've been playing almost exclusively that and Halo multiplayer last week. And a little Animal Crossing here and there to make life better. But anyway, they're going to add these seasonal cycles. They got new machine categories, crops. They're going to add gameplay mechanics with that experience. And they're just saying it's a ton of new stuff. So there you go.
I'm a fan. When I saw 19 show up, I think it got originally it was one of the free games on Stadia. Yeah. And this is going to release on Stadia, Steam, Xbox One, all of them, PS4, everywhere for like $50.
Yeah, and Stadia still exists, right? Still a thing. I can get Stadia. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you still can. And they actually got some good deals going on right now. But if you're really interested in that. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I was a huge fan of 19. It took me a little bit to get into it. I was like, I don't know. This looks stupid. It's on Stadia. Why not? What else I got to play? So I was just trying it out mostly just to see, how the bandwidth would be at that time. And I ended up getting hooked on the game and loving it a lot. And so I'm pretty excited about this.
I mean, you know how I feel about I like chorecore games, right? I like having jobs to do, and I'll do them. For some reason, this one always pushed me away a little bit, and I think it was because in farming sims or farming games, I like top-down kind of jazz, Right. I don't want to so much be, driving shit.
Don't worry, you can jump in and out, and you can drive from behind. You can drive in third person. You can drive in the seat itself. You can jump around.
All right, get up, get down, jump around, like the song goes.
Jump around.
Yeah. All right.
Wear your pants on backwards. That's the other one. That's
Chris the 22nd, which is today, which means it's out right now. So go check it out. I would like to remind everybody that the Boop Show is 1/3 of the Frog Pants trilogy of video game shows. That includes Core, which happens on Thursdays, and The Instance on Fridays. There's something there for everybody. We talk about indies here and a bunch more stuff on those other shows, so go check them out and find out why Boop is just 1/3 of a fine, well-rounded meal of video game coverage.
Yes. Are we the cranberry sauce?
No. Well, yes, but in the can that comes out in the wobbly
because nobody likes real cranberries. Every time some aunt brings it, says, I'm going to show you people how to eat real cranberries. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want the can. I want the shape of a can. I want people to cut it in slices like big
I want the
pickles.
Cranberry sauce that's not actually cranberries. Thank you.
Damn straight, man. All right, now this. Hey, we're going to talk about some games now. These are the games we played this week. And what we try to do here on the show is bring up games that are usually new-ish. And the reason I say that is I'm going to be taking us down a road that's not exactly brand new, but new enough. I downloaded and played a game I ended up really liking quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Cyber Shadow, and it's available everywhere. I played this on Game Pass on the console. It is available also on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and PC. I think I said Steam
I've played some of this.
You may have it. It's definitely on Game Pass, which is where I'm playing it. if it looks to you, chat room, as you're watching this, and I'll describe it to the folks at home, if it looks to you like an old SNES game, or NES game rather, not even SNES, but like original Nintendo game, it's because it is, and it's on purpose. It's not, it's not a game you can go plug into an NES, but this game is definitely from that inspiration.
Right.
And
limited color palettes.
Yep.
The whole deal.
Yeah. There's not, no parallax scrolling. It's just, 256 colors or less, maybe less, like 16 colors, maybe. Very 8-bit in its presentation, not only in video, but also audio. In fact, I'll give you a little taste of it. Here you go. So this goes for a sec. Very ominous. I'm going to skip to some gameplay. Here's that. So as you can tell, you're straight up playing like, it's just old school as shit. Now the thing about it is, you might be for those who have played Shovel Knight, I would say that's a good comparison. Shovel Knight is also tries very hard to replicate that early NES side scroller action kind of vibe.
But it's a lot more visually modern. Shovel Knight.
I don't know. I think they're kind of the same, to be honest.
They're pretty close. This looks more.
I mean, there's more going on here, but it would be like comparing the original Mario to the original Metroid. It's just like a. I don't know how to explain it. It's just they try very hard not to make this seem like a game. This looks like a game you could convince somebody and say, "Oh yeah, I bought that in 1985." You'd feel like that could be true. And that's
if they
definitely
included this on one of my NES minis, I would have totally said, "Oh, I never played this. Cool."
Yeah, it's very much like that. Now, the gameplay goes from pretty manageable and intuitive or whatever to very difficult very fast. It's hard, and a lot of those early NES games were. That was like the hallmark of those games. So if you were playing Mega Man back in the day, the original stuff, they were hard. The original Metroid, a hard game. They're not easy. And those Ninja Gaiden games from back in the day, not hard or not easy either. This is a lot like that, especially because you're a ninja.
Right.
Anyway, you're this cyber ninja in some sort of weird future, and you get some abilities as you go that aren't just your sword. You can throw a star and that sort of stuff. So a bunch of things in the game like that. You die a lot. Yeah. I think that the game does a pretty good job of the save places being relatively close to where you died. But there is some of that redo, a screen or two if you died, not far enough from your next save or whatever. So there's that. There's the kind of a checkpoint system. The action is exactly what you think. There's a lot of air control. The sword works like you think it would. It just sort of swipes. And when you throw the projectiles, they fly across the room and kill stuff.
And they're even doing like the flying things, like the flying bugs. They actually do the flashing thing that the NES used to do. Yeah. Like it would
it's like
flash
it couldn't,
out.
It's like it couldn't do it. Like it wasn't
like I couldn't do it. That was the point. It was like, we're trying to do too much, which is really frustrating. If it was part of the hitbox and bouncing back and forth, it would just
And Shovel Knight's like that as well. Shovel Knight is very like a big boss or whatever kind of flickers a lot. They're really trying to dupe that experience, and they do a pretty good job of it. Now, personally, those are things I would call artifacts of the era, and I wish they weren't part of this. I don't mind it, but I guess I appreciate or I respect the adherence to how accurate it is for the era. But I kind of wish when you're making a new game now that you could say, well, we're gonna not have the things that they were forced to deal with back then, and just make what the experience maybe should have been without the flicker or without the slowdown or without the whatever.
Right.
So there are plenty of games that do that. There's a lot of games that are just pixeled and surface only, and really the rest of the game is very modern. This game is like a straight up across the board. Everything you do and will see and deal with is like an old NES title. And for good or for worse, that's the game it is. And I think they've done a pretty good job here. This was made by Arnie Mechaskull Hunziker.
Arnie.
I don't know how to say that guy's name.
Arnie Mechaskull Hunziker. Hunziker.
Zicker. It's not Hunsaker. It's something else. But anyway,
right. But it's published by Yacht Club Games, which they that's some pretty.
Yeah, they do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they do a pretty good bit.
Yeah. And he's I like single developer stuff. It's never a problem for me. Anyway,
I like that the developer challenged himself to work in the constraints of that, because that's going to pay off later on in his game developing. So that's awesome. But I'm with you also. It's like we might have sacrificed the enjoyment of this game for the authenticity of the game.
Yeah, and again, I respect the effort. I just think that you could have done some things with it that would make it. Not the punishing part. It's meant to be hard. I don't have a problem with that. I just think some of the technical limitations that you made sure to represent just don't necessarily have to be there. I think you could have gone just a tighter, cleaner thing. And if anything, maybe Shovel Knight does a little better, or not better, but does that more than this game does.
Right.
Anyway, it's very cool. I like it a lot. It was released on January 26th, so it's actually been out for a while. And that's why I say this may not be the newest release that I've ever played, but having had some time with it, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares about age?
We used to do that. We used to play games from like 6 months, 8 months in the past, simply because so many games were in early access, and we just didn't feel like it fit the show at the time to be doing all these early access things. Only recently, in the last probably 6 months, have we really just been trying to be cutting edge every week. It's like, here's the brand new thing.
Yeah, so here's an older thing. It's old. I mean, it's not that old. It just came out.
It's still this year. I mean, as many indie games there are, it's almost impossible to keep up with all of them. So I'm sure a lot of people are seeing this for the first time. You're bringing it to attention because it's on the Xbox Game Pass. So anybody has access to it that has the Game Pass. So that's fantastic. What's the low end of the Xbox Game Pass? Is it still $9.99 per month?
If you're doing just Xbox, and if you're doing just PC, yes. But if you're doing both, if you want both, you do Ultimate and you pay.
Yeah, that's what I do. 14.
Yeah, it's worth it. To me, 100%.
Totally worth it.
It's a very cool game. Also plays really well on cloud, I might add. I played it on my phone for a bit with a not hardback. What's it called? That thing I bought.
The Backbone.
Hardback. I played with the Backbone and it played great. Super responsive and.
What do you call the thing that we keep in the back of our bodies? Hardback.
It's a hard backbone. Backbone, hard
stiff.
Bone.
The stiff part.
Hard, stiff bone. Anyway, it's cool. I like it. I'm gonna give you now my. I was gonna tell you it's $20 most places. I think that might be a little much. It's a big game, so there's plenty to do. Somehow 20 feels high to me. Game Pass, no brainer. It's just, you're already paying for Game Pass, so it's no big deal. But that price seems a little high. That maybe docked at a point or two. The way they describe it is this: the world has been taken over by synthetic life forms. A desperate plea for help sets Shadow, that's your character, the sole survivor of his clan, on one last mission to uncover what started the path to perpetual ruin. Here are my pros. I'd give this. I think it is a pro to say it has this old school NES adherence, and you could have convinced me this was an old game that was just like made widescreen for the new release or something. That's how authentic it feels. The sound also would qualify as that. The gameplay is hard but rewarding. If you do beat a level that's really hard, it does feel real good that you did it. But it's difficult. Good save placements, again, for a game that's meant to be hard and difficult and go back and redo it. It doesn't punish you too bad that way, which I usually hate, but in this case, I don't think it's so bad. And I got decent far into it. I probably played, I don't know, 4 hours of this, something like that.
Right.
I got pretty far. I also, if I had any cons, it'd be just this one thing. I wish the main character was more animated, but again, this is how those games were. They can only do so much with sprites back then with the power they had. I think he would be cooler if he just wasn't quite so 8-bit.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Which again, it's minor. It's a minor little thing, and I don't know why I'm hung up on it. I just wish there was a little bit more of that flash.
I think and we talk about the value of a game in terms of dollars, and this game looks cool, and I love it in the Game Pass, and I think I have this somewhere. I don't know where. But yeah, $20 is how long to beat's about 10 hours, and it is never on sale. The most it's ever been on sale is I think the 10% that sometimes they have at launch, which is $17.99. So that's fine. It's fine if you want to never put your game on sale and just have a high value on it. That's perfect. That's great. You've made you made a decision to the economy of it, but it does impact how people, look at the game, the value of it. It's like, 10 hours for, for $20. I don't know.
It seems like
there's other games.
Yeah,
markets.
You're right. There's a lot of competition. I agree with that. So you can't rely just solely on the authenticity thing. Someone in the chat says they actually like the NES flashing. I see. That's why I think they did it. I think there's a whole generation of kids who loved that. But even when I was younger, I was in high school and I'm playing NES games. I remember going, this flash is not on purpose. Like they wish they couldn't have the flash. They wish that.
Right.
The hardware
that was just a result. It wasn't what they wanted.
It wasn't the intent. Happen. And they just couldn't get around it. But the fact that that's going to be true of any PlayStation 1 stuff that ever takes off again, if it ever does, they're going to want it to look shitty, or else what's the point of making a PS1 revival? So anyway, I'm going to give this thing a score. I'll give it 8.3 ninjas out of 10 other ninjas. So there's that.
Oh,
high enough.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a good score. I feel really good about playing it. Again, I think Game Pass made the value proposition a much easier choice.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know that I would have even looked at this if I hadn't seen it there, which is one of the values of Game Pass. So I think it's to their credit that they made the deal here, because I don't know if anyone would play this kid's game or not. I say kid. I don't know how old he is.
Right. Look at this kid. My name's Ridley Scott, and kids are stupid.
So that guy, that took that dude 4 tries to kill that boss we just watched. Oh, he's still not done with him, it looks like.
Oh no, that's
boss fights are hard, man.
It's a guy inside the suit, man.
Yep. He's that's how they get you. It turns out the boss was a mini boss the whole time. Ah!
No.
Looks like he's got him now. Nope, he's a tiny little creature. Oh shit. All right.
Oh no, 3 levels. Oh, it's like a little spider goes to the wall. That's actually pretty cool.
It was pretty good. It reminds me a lot of Metroid in terms of theme and stuff, but
it does. Yeah.
If you want yourself some interlaced looking, nasty ass 16 color NES throwback action, hot damn.
Right.
I got what you
hot
need.
Diggity dog.
The game once again is called Cyber Shadow. And you should go check it out, especially if you have Game Pass. All right, Brian, let's talk about your game this week. Your pick is Undungeon.
Undungeon, not dungeon, but Undungeon is also on the Xbox Game Pass, but I played it on PC or Steam. Because the developer, Laughing Machines, and the publisher, Tiny Build, were nice enough to send me a Steam game code so I could check this out on my PC and not just my Xbox. Love my Xbox, but it sure is easier to record. Hey, look, it's the Void. Hey, Scott, I got a question for you.
Go.
How does a pixel art action RPG where you play as a menacing bird-beaked herald, like the Silver Surfer, that the local god summons into existence after the cataclysm known as the Great Shift, haphazardly combines 7 parallel dimensional Earths into one shitty mess?
Good Lord.
Right. And guess what? It's your job to run around doing quest and side quest to get to the bottom of the mystery of what the hell happened. That sound like the game for you?
Yeah, why not?
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's pretty rough. This is talk about a tough game. Anyway, put me in, God. I'm ready to play Undungeon.
Here's some music. Got cool intro music.
Yes.
Ooh, we're underwater now. Oh, down the water. That's really good. I could listen to that. That's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
So this is a, like I said, it's pixel art, and it is action RPG with a big old fat story and a lot of world building. And you get to play it as a sort of demigod who has just been summoned and created so that you could put these 7 Earths. Like, okay, so the Great Shift in the story has combined these 7 Earths. So there's different parts of those Earth that are all together, and it's your job to try to figure out a way to make it work. So
that little dude,
some things are already.
That little dude is you're controlling that dude, right? This
dude. I'm the Grim Reaper looking dealer of death.
Okay, they've gone with an interesting style choice here. He's not your usual Reaper type. He's like a big, bony, high-shouldered looking football playing guy.
He kind of reminds me of like something from Dark Crystal. or something. It's more like that. He's kind of got that big old hump. But you're going around and you're traveling, you're portaling to different chunks of Earth that are left and meeting residents there, and they're all afraid of you because you're the herald. That you're just as you're almost as important as the local god to that. I think there's supposed to be 7 gods. I haven't unfurled all the story yet. I don't want to spoil too much of it either, but this thing is really story rich. First thing you're going to notice about this game before you start your little action RPG, you better carve some time out, my friend. You better sit down and go, you know what I want to do before I start my action RPG? I want to read a shitload of stuff.
There's a lot of reading here. That's a lot.
I
mean, that looks like, that panel right there looks like that, what's that? Oh, that new RPG everyone loves. Oh, the one Bo just went on and on and on about. Gosh dang it. Disco Elysium. That's what that looks like.
Oh, just Disco Elysium. Yeah,
like a freaking book over there, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of reading, but it seems to be fairly entertaining, and there's choices that you have to make as you go along, and the choices really impact this game long term and short term. You got to make the right choices, not only on your quest, but you also got to make the right choices on how you interact with the citizens of the different areas that you encounter. And you got, if you perform a quest, it may give you a little bit of an up for these people, and they may give you a little something back, a little extra side quest so that you can go get some weapons, because you're going to be going in an overworld. When you teleport to these different chunks of planets, you're going to be going, you're going to have an overworld that you're going to be navigating to different areas on the map. And once you get in there, that's when you're finally getting into some action RPG stuff. Woo! But it does take some reading. And all the quests are like, let me tell you a story. Oh, God. And I'm like constantly choosing I just want to leave option. Yeah. It's like, I want to go. I want to fight. I want to put it on the map, mark it on the map. I want to go. I want to fight somebody. I want to go rescue somebody and bring the thing back to you so that I can get my upgrades. The upgrade path and the customization on your character is huge. It is like a huge matrix of stuff, all the way from you have your character has what's called a core, and off that core you can upgrade certain basic skills, like your ability, how fast you are, how much stamina you have, and you can do that. But then you can also unlock new cores, and then that old core is just gone, and you got to start all over again. But maybe this new core allows you to do a few more things in the tree, the little skill tree. So just in that section alone, put that to one side. And then you can replace the organs as you fight other enemies. They're mostly creatures. As you fight other enemies, you'll collect parts like, bones and hearts and organs and different things.
Yeah, the things you need.
There's a crafting system in here where you can craft things like organs, or maybe you collected an organ. Then you can apply that to your demigod, and that will adjust his stats again. So you're constantly tweaking the stats, and that's really important because this game gets razor thin on success. It's like if you're not loaded out just right, you may get into a lot of trouble because the enemies also evolve as you evolve, as you fight them, and they can stack buffs. So they'll start getting like infinitely harder. Those like areas where I just come in, I'm like hitting something like I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing squat. What happened?
Yeah.
And I just didn't have the right loadout.
Yeah.
And equipment.
Like you do. I feel you.
Yeah. But most of it's like hack and slash. There's some melee stuff. I wasn't too good with the ranged attacks, so most of the time I just ran around with my herald and hack slash, just try to throw some grenades. You get grenades too. The interface in this thing is really interesting. There's a lot. I played it on the controller. You can do it with the keyboard too. I don't know how, but you can do it with the keyboard as well. But there's a lot of button mashing.
Yeah.
And in combination where you've got to like navigate to this thing so you can switch to this weapon so that you can fight with this weapon, and then you can switch to this item. And so there's a lot going on here. This is a very deep game, and I enjoyed and hated my time with it. Undungeon.
A little bit of both, eh? A little bit of the old.
A little bit of yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll give you some pros real quick.
Give me a pro.
Visual style is pretty damn sweet. Hand-drawn pixel art, love it. We talked about the pretty deep world multiverse building. That is way cool. I like what they got going on. I would like more of this story. I would also like more characters to play as. And I really enjoyed that. Cons. This game forces you to play at one speed. The game speed. No matter what you do, even if you like, I don't feel like working no more on the main storyline. I'm going to do a side quest. Just as difficult, just as wordy, just as paced. It doesn't matter. There's no reprieve from the pacing of this game. You have to play at the game speed that is set.
Sure.
And it's still fairly early on in release. It's on the Xbox Game Pass, like I said, on Steam, I believe as well for $17.99. I think that's 10% off the usual $19.99 if you go check it out there. How long to beat? Don't know. I don't know. But one last thing, there are still some game-breaking bugs in this game.
Oh no.
So, yeah, you'll find, and it really becomes a problem because this is a rogue too, right? So you will keep some of your things, but consumables whenever you die, which is often, you lose all of those, and you lose all the weapons except for your basic weapons. You still keep your progression that you've done inside your creature, but there's a pretty decent penalty for dying. It's like starting over. It's like,
Sure.
shoot.
Yeah, you don't want to do that if you can help it.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, ain't nobody want to die.
Nobody wants that. But yeah, like you heard the music, you've seen the visual style. It's very appealing. It's very deep. If you have a day where you just like, I want to play at whatever game speed the game wants to play, then this is the game for you because it will take you on a journey. It will take you on a slow journey that is very deliberate.
Nice. I like slow journeys. Bring me a slow journey.
Slow journey.
Did you give it your? Did you already give it your cons?
I did not, but I'm about to give it to you now. It is 7 Earths out of 10 complicated godlike actions.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of Earths.
7 of them. It is a lot of Earths.
Yeah.
And like I said, and this probably should be an 8 on anybody who enjoys playing at the pace the game has set for you with no reprieve. Like if you like a on rails experience that, it seems, there's a lot of choices along the way, but really they're just micro choices that are just illusions, right? Because you're just really tweaking stuff out.
Sure.
You're just tweaking it. Yeah.
It
Might be an 8 out of, if you like that, it's probably a little bit higher, but it lost a point for me because I don't like doing that. I like being serious 1 minute and then taking lay back a little bit, take it a little easy. But that's me.
What's this eyeball you're talking to? Is having a little conversation there with that eyeball? That looks cool.
Yeah, that's I can't remember his name. Was it Viticus? You keep going back to the hub.
Viticus.
You're part of a Herald's. It's like his hub is short for like Herald's United baloney.
Front.
I don't know, but but so you go here and then Viticus kind of informs you because you just got born, so you don't know the nuances of reality. You just know that you're very powerful. Everybody knew you were coming eventually. That it was foretold, and so you kind of got this little bit of newbie arrogance to yourself. So that part's interesting. The role playing is very interesting. It's got a really good role playing part to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Undungeon.
That's a game and it's available. And if I were people out there from what you described and you have Game Pass, that is where I would try it first. Make sure you're cool with a lot of those systems that he mentioned, especially the reading. There's a lot in there.
Oh, there is a lot of reading. If you're like I said, when I saw it, I saw the trailer for it and everything, and I kept getting this sense of hack and slash. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna because it's practically gonna be like. This character is really cool. He's talking to you right now. This is like the lady in the wall. She's pretty cool. Like I said, there's a lot of good world building in it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it is an undungeon. I thought it was gonna be like a kind of a dungeon crawler hack and slash. No,
it's like the opposite.
Not really.
It's the opposite of a dungeon.
Might look like it.
Yeah. No dungeon here, yo. So Undungeon's that game. Mine, of course, is Cyber Shadow. If you have further questions about what we talked about today, of course, our show notes over at frogpants.com/BOOP will include all of that. It's time to play Guess Our Game, or Guess My Game. Guess each other's game.
It's a me, Mario!
Guess Our Game is a game where we play old audio from an old video game, and we try to guess what each other's is. I'll give you a couple of hints here for mine, which I always start with. Let's see. Where is mine? There it is. This is... Okay. I think I've done this one already. So this is like a test to see if you remember me doing it. Okay?
Chat room's already started. The chat room's already started.
They always say choplifter. That's their thing. So here it is. Oh, no. I know you've guessed this before, but we're doing it again. 1985 is the year. That's all I'll say. Arcade, I'll tell you that much. All right? Here you go. It's so obvious, but I'll play it anyway.
Oh. That sounds like you.
Whoa! Welcome. Whoa! Welcome. So. Yeah. Welcome.
All right. Do you remember?
Welcome.
Don't look at the chat. Don't look at them.
What's it? Oh, don't look at them. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, you shouldn't look at the chat.
I never look at the chat. Well, they always say stuff like choplifter.
Yeah. Well, some of them know it.
It sounds like what is the name of that stupid game? I know. That part kind of reminds me like they lifted it from Gauntlet or something.
Welcome. I mean, it's that era, right? Crappy voice modulation in video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Huge fan.
That sounds so much like also sounds like 19 what?
85. I thought the music could give it away.
85.
Because the music's pretty here.
Whoa! Welcome. Whoa!
Any ideas? It's tricky.
It is tricky. That music sounds like, but if it is, it's a terrible translation of it. 80. Would you say 86?
85.
85. That would have been okay.
I can give you a further hint.
Must be based on so if it's based on so if it's music I should know, so it must be based on something intellectual property. So is it like
let's say it's based on an IP from the previous year.
Welcome.
The previous year.
Is that like Temple of Doom or something?
You are correct. Nicely done. It is
That's
Temple of Doom.
what kind of gave it away. I think between the fact you had to give me way too many hints.
I know. Well, it's fun to get there.
I mean, because you practically fed that one to me.
Indiana Jones: The Temple of Doom was an arcade game I put a lot of quarters into.
Right.
I don't even think it's a very good game, but I have really fond feelings for it, and just hearing that sound again makes me happy. So that's why I chose it.
Welcome.
And I'm pretty sure I've done it on the show before. All right, I'm going to play yours now. 80. What'd you write here? 87.
1987. So 2 years later. 2 years later.
Yeah, 2 years later. All right, let's see what we got. Oh my lord. What's the platform? What's
I got this off
PC.
I think this is actually Commodore 64.
Commodore
version. Yeah. Yeah. So you went from high quality arcade.
Yeah, the arcades
years later, the 64.
They were ahead of the home stuff for sure.
Yeah. This is the part you should know.
Okay. That part?
No, the part that was before the. This is early on Lucasfilm games.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
I think that's actually it was okay. So it was also I played on the Commodore 64, but I think it was also on the NES.
Anybody in the chat getting it so far? I'm not looking.
I will say that one person who streams retro games has guessed it.
Someone who streams retro games. I don't know who's doing that in there.
They're not streaming right now. They're watching us right now.
No, I mean like we should. I don't know who does that on the regular, but we also should promote them on the show for free, which we'll do in a second.
Oh yeah, we will in a second.
All right, I'm gonna come close to giving up here, but I'm gonna say, I'm having like Apple IIe / Commodore. I'm having flashbacks.
It's actually definitely C64.
What is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm totally out of
It's
ideas.
Maniac Mansion.
Oh, Maniac Mansion.
Maniac Mansion.
Horse
And then you might
poopy.
have played on the SNES. I mean,
I never
NES.
did. All right, so I'm looking at the chat. Oh, it's Tondragosa. Tondragosa
Yeah.
does a retro game stream. Where?
Yes.
Twitch.tv/Tondragosa or what?
Yes, of course. Tondagosa, or Gossa, I think is how Tonda says it.
I always say Tondra, like with an R, like because I'm dumb. Tondar. Sorry, there's no R. Tondagossa. That's where it is on
Great
on Twitch.
retro streamer. Love watching Tonda.
Yeah, go check it out. Tonda's been around the chat for ever and ever and ever.
Oh,
It's always
Tonda's
good to see him.
been a friend of the show forever.
Forever.
And he knew it was that Maniac Mansion.
Oh, someone else said Hard Hat Mac. I almost said that, Squishy Tucci.
Oh, Hard Hat Mac.
Yeah, I used to love that.
Was that like a Dig Dug thing or something?
No, it was like it was a Mario ripoff. I mean, or like a Donkey Kong ripoff, kind of. And Commodore had it. You could
I
get it on
remember
the
this.
Apple stuff, Apple IIe.
Yeah.
But but it was never a mainstream thing. It was very rippy offy. They were stealing ideas. I liked it though. All right.
Well, I mean, even id Software's first game was essentially Commander Keen was essentially like they wanted to try their hand at like a Mario game. So I mean, everybody's borrowing.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Wicked Kitten, look at her cool. She knows all the commands here in Twitch. She's got us the link in.
Oh, look at that!
Thanks, Wicked Kitten. You're the best. It was also her birthday like last week, so happy.
Happy birthday, Wicked Kid!
Also, I'm gonna follow Tondragosa because I didn't know he did.
You
this.
totally should be following Tonda.
Yep. Follow complete. I will now know when he goes live.
Wait till you get an opportunity to see Tonda's up close and personal camera. It's awesome.
Is it right up his own arse, or what are we looking at?
You'll have to see it.
Okay.
You won't believe it until you see it.
Does he do one of those like virtual things, like an avatar or something? I love that.
No.
I think that's so cool. All right.
Yeah.
There you have it. We've done it. You win, I lose. Is how that works.
I don't know. I think we both lost because you practically handed mine on a silver platter. I just
do what you can.
sucked it up.
Reminder that next week we'll have games as well. And Brian's going to be doing XO1, which I played a bit of. So I'm not going to review it, but I'm going to definitely want to talk to you about it next week because I have some questions about that weird ass thing. It's a
The funny thing is, I was a little worried because it looks like a weird ass thing, but let me tell you what it's doing on Steam right now. Since it's been out on November the 18th, which is just days ago, it's getting overwhelmingly positive reviews out of 794 reviews. That bodes well.
Yeah, it's a
for
trip.
my enjoyment.
It's real weird. So you'll have to play it, and then we'll talk about it. I have no idea what I'm reviewing yet, but I'll come up with something, I'm sure. All right, time for this. Yes, the familiar sounds of us doing emails. We got an email here, came to boopshow@gmail.com. That's the email address to keep and use as often as you want, you guys. Like this person, Sandy in the UK, wrote in, says, hey, boopers, Sandy here.
Oh.
With a question about your PS1 Mini. Did you ever get any fun out of that thing? Mine is all dusty, Sandy in the UK. Same deal. That thing is poopy McPoopy pants. Not great. It's okay.
Okay, so the only game I ever played, spent any time with on the PlayStation Classic was Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, it's called the Classic, not the Mini, right? They don't call it the Mini. Yeah.
No, they call it the PlayStation Classic, right?
Right.
But hey, isn't it neat to pull out that PS1 console, a little bitty like it is, and pretend like you have a shrink ray that makes things approximately 45% smaller and 90% less fun?
That's all I'd want. That's all I'd want is just the box, and just I guess what I have, so I can always look at this tiny PS1, but I don't want to play it.
Right.
The games are bad on it. They're just not good. And then when the ones they included are not great. Like they needed better selections, and I don't know, it's just bad. It's not an
it was rough.
Yeah.
They had no hey, Sony. Sometimes they just don't have any faith in what they're putting out. They just kind of go, here.
It's weird, right? Like I loved the Vita. I was a huge Vita fan. Loved my Vita. Fed that Vita every day. And they acted like it was this weird kid that broke into their house and they couldn't get rid of. Like I don't understand.
They're so weird. Nintendo acts like everything they put out is like gold. It's like, oh, look at this. It is fantastic. It is the next thing. It's always just like, here's the thing. Try it.
Yeah, try it. Oh, did it sell well? Okay, we'll make another one. Oh, it didn't? Okay, forget it. We don't know what we're doing.
No.
It's like VR right now. We don't know where they're at with that. They don't know what they're doing with it. Are they going to do it again? Sometimes they say, well, we think we had a real good time with that last one. Oh, does that mean you're going to do it again? Well, we can't. Blah, blah, blah. And then like the Vita and the PSP, they're like the Zune of PlayStation machines.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. They bum me out. All right. Thanks for the email. And that's about all we're getting out of ours. Hey, don't forget.
Make something nice on the shelf.
That's all make something nice on the shelf. That's exactly right. Now, here's the deal. Here as we get toward the end of the show, it's a good reminder to everybody that if you stick around for the end of the show, if you're in the chat room, you're going to possibly win some prizes. So stick around for that because Kanye West on Twitter, just kidding, just somebody named Kanye, gave us a couple of Steam codes, and we're going to give those away to some lucky person in the chat room. So stick around for that. It's always fun to do. And if you're like, man, I want to be there live, you can do it every Monday, 3:30 Mountain Time, frogpants.tv. Our website is frogpants.com/BOOP. Boopshow@gmail.com is that email address once again. And as always, you can find us on Twitter @BoopShow. Give Brian a follow on Twitch, by the way. Brian Dunaway. I'm at Frogpants. And when do you do your homework nights? I forget when you're doing that.
I do my homework on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and I do it again on Sunday. No, I just said that all wrong. My schedule has changed. Thursday night at 6 p.m. before the core show, I do my homework. And then on Saturday between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I do my second part of my homework.
Excellent. That makes me warm down on my cockles.
Raid Core.
Boop Show on Twitter. Follow us there. That way we can let you know when shows go live. Also, Brian puts some stuff up there. I put some stuff up there. It's a great follow, so go check it out. Our Reddit page is also linked on the website. All that stuff is good. I think that's going to do it for us. Again, chat room, stick around. You can win some stuff. Don't leave. We'll be back next time with more. Until then, everybody here in the States, have a great Thanksgiving. Everybody else outside the States, have a great whatever the hell it is you're going to do. And we'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I don't like Steam. I love Steam.
Command the Enterprise. Play Star Trek.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
don't.